October 14th, 2023. The Internet, as we know it, can be a place of endless possibilities, but it's also home to dark corners where bizarre challenges and twisted dares grow like weeds. Some are harmless, others not so much. But one challenge, posted on a small corner of the Internet, would soon spiral into something disturbing, something that would have everyone questioning just how far the Internet could push someone. Meet Lucas, a 22-year-old university student who, like most people his age, spent most of his time scrolling through Reddit, Twitter, and 4chan. But one night, while aimlessly browsing an obscure thread on 4chan's board where chaos and unpredictability reign, he stumbled across something that caught his eye. At first, it seemed innocent enough. A simple challenge, posted by an anonymous user. Dubs decides what I do tonight, the post read. And right below it, a picture, a close-up of Lucas's own wrist, with a timestamp to prove it was real. The rules were simple. If someone's comment on the post rolled dubs the same number repeated twice, like 22 ain or 44, then Lucas would have to follow through with whatever the comment suggested. A harmless joke, right? The kind of thing you'd scroll past without a second thought. But that's not what happened. The thread quickly filled with responses. Some were funny, some were absurd. Take a shot of hot sauce, one user wrote. Do 50 push-ups, said another. But then, a comment appeared that changed everything. It was short, direct, and sinister. Cut your finger off. And just like that, it happened. Lucas watched almost in disbelief as the thread updated, and the post rolled dubs matching numbers. Cut your finger off was no longer just a comment. It was now a command. You might be thinking, why didn't he just ignore it? But the problem with 4chan, especially that board, is that there's a sense of twisted accountability. It's not like other parts of the Internet where you can hide behind anonymity. There's an unspoken rule: if you post a dare, you follow through. Lucas knew this. And so, a strange, creeping pressure began to build. Could he back out? Or was this just a game? Something harmless? Or was it something darker? Lucas sat there for what felt like hours, staring at his screen. The flood of comments continued, people egging him on, mocking him, daring him to do worse. But as the minutes ticked by, one comment stood out more than the rest. A simple, chilling line. If you don't do it, I'll find you. And just like that, Lucas's mind snapped. The fear, the pressure, the overwhelming need to prove that he wasn't just some kid hiding behind a screen, it all mixed together in that one moment. What happened next is something Lucas has never been able to forget. He did it. The next morning, Lucas woke up with the full weight of his decision crashing down on him. His finger was gone. The blood, the pain, the regret, it was real now. The post, the challenge, the twisted thrill of the moment, it had all crossed a line. Did the Internet push him too far? Or was Lucas just desperate for validation, for something to prove that he wasn't just another faceless user in a sea of millions? He couldn't say. But what he did know was that once you post something on 4chan, once you take that dare, it's hard to turn back. Today, Lucas is still out there, though he's much more cautious about where he spends his time online. The pictures of his injury were posted, of course, and the comments flooded in, some mocking, some congratulatory, but most of them empty. Because in the end, what did it prove? Who was really winning this game? If you find yourself on a thread like this, if you ever come across a challenge that seems harmless, just remember, not everything online is a joke. And sometimes, the Internet can push you to places you never thought you'd go. Be careful. Because once the dubs roll, there's no going back. March 22nd, 2023. The night was cold, the city eerily quiet, as a young man named Ethan sat hunched over a computer in his dark bedroom. Little did he know, this night would change everything. Ethan had always been an outsider, a 24-year-old who kept mostly to himself, his social life confined to the occasional ping from his friends. But tonight, everything felt different. There was a darkness in him, something he couldn't shake. For months, Ethan had been battling feelings of confusion and isolation. The world felt fake to him, as if he was living in a simulation, a game he couldn't escape. Friends had started to notice. His texts grew more erratic, his conversations more distant. Just days before, he had received a message from an anonymous account. It was simple, almost cryptic. You've seen too much. Now you need to make a choice. The message had consumed him. What did it mean? Was someone watching him? Was he losing his mind? He didn't know who to trust, or if he could trust himself anymore. March 22nd. The message kept replaying in his mind over and over. Ethan had planned to talk to his best friend that evening, but instead, he sat alone in his room, staring at the screen, wrestling with his thoughts. Something snapped. Ethan opened a private chat with a friend, his fingers trembling as he typed, "I'm thinking of leaving, but I don't know if I can. I don't know what's real anymore." It was then that the message came through. But this time, it wasn't from an anonymous account. It was from his own best friend. "Ethan, you're not the only one. The world is a lie." At that moment, Ethan realized he wasn't the only one who felt like they were losing their grip on reality. But this realization only deepened the mystery. Who else knew? Who could be controlling the narrative of his life? He decided to investigate. What he found, however, was far more unsettling than he could have ever imagined. As he dug deeper into this world of hidden messages and strange encounters, he discovered a dangerous thread, leading him into a web of dark truths and unexpected betrayals. But the more he uncovered, the more he realized there was no way back. As the hours passed, Ethan faced a decision. Should he expose everything he had learned, risking his life and his sanity, or should he disappear, leaving behind everything that made him feel real? At 4 a.m., Ethan logged off. He made his choice. What followed? No one could have predicted. Was this the end of Ethan's story, or just the beginning of something much darker? July 7th, 2023. The internet is full of mysteries, some real, some fabricated, but every once in a while, a story emerges that feels too strange to ignore. This one started on 4chan's board, the place where users share their creepiest encounters with the unexplained. But no one expected this post to spiral into something that would leave even the most skeptical users shaken. On a quiet summer night, a user named Lost in the Static started a thread with the title, "Found a hidden door in my house. Should I open it?" At first, it sounded like the kind of harmless curiosity bait you'd scroll past without a second thought. But the post had something others didn't. A photograph. "Just moved into this old house with my girlfriend," the post read. "Found this weird door behind a cabinet in the basement. It's locked, but the key was taped to the back of the cabinet. Should I open it? What's the worst that could happen?" The thread lit up instantly. Users flooded the comments with everything from joking responses like, "Open it and release the demons," to genuine concern. "Don't. Some things are better left alone." But of course, this was 4chan. No one seriously thought anything would come of it until the OP responded. All right, I'm doing it. Lost in the Static wrote. Give me a few minutes. I'll post updates. He went quiet for about 10 minutes. And just when users started joking that he'd chickened out, the thread exploded with his next post. He attached another photo this time. The door was open. There's a staircase, he wrote. It goes down further than I expected. Looks like it leads to another basement or something. I'm going to check it out. The replies poured in. Nope. Noping out of here. Bro, take a weapon and record everything. But Lost in the Static didn't seem scared. His updates became more frequent. He described the stairs as being damp, the air heavy with a strange metallic smell. And then he posted another photo, this one blurry, as if his hands were shaking. The image showed what looked like an old, rusted door at the bottom of the stairs. Unlike the first door, this one didn't have a lock. Instead, it had symbols etched into the metal symbols that looked ancient, like something out of a horror movie. The caption read, "This just got weird. Should I open it?" Of course, the comments urged him on. "You've come this far," one user wrote. "Do it for the thread," another added. And so he did. The OP posted one last message. "I'm going in. The door leads to another room. There's something... I can't describe it. I'll take a picture and post it soon." That was the last anyone heard from him. Hours passed. The thread went quiet. Users kept refreshing, waiting for an update, but nothing came. Some joked that he'd been eaten by a monster. Others started to worry. Then, out of nowhere, a new user appeared in the thread, claiming to be a friend of the OP. The friend's message was brief. "I got a call from his girlfriend. He's missing. She went to check the basement and found the door locked again. Key gone. She called the cops, but there's nothing down there. No second staircase. No second door. Just a blank wall where the door should have been." Naturally, the thread erupted into chaos. Was it all a hoax? Some elaborate troll? Or was it something more sinister? Theories ranged from the supernatural, like the door being a portal, to another dimension, to the more grounded, like the OP stumbling into some kind of hidden bunker, or even a human trafficking operation. But no one could agree. And then, a week later, a new thread appeared on the 4chan's board. The username was different, but the writing style seemed eerily familiar. The title read, "I made it out." The OP claimed to be lost in the static. He described waking up in a dark, empty space with no memory of how he got there. The air was thick, heavy, and he could hear faint whispers all around him. He wrote that he wandered for what felt like days, but there was no way out, just endless darkness and the whispers, always growing louder. His final message sent chills through everyone who read it. "I don't think I'm back. This place looks like my house, but it's not. It's wrong. The light doesn't feel real, and when I look out the window, there's nothing there, just static. If you see the door, don't open it." The thread was deleted shortly after, and no one heard from the OP again. To this day, no one knows if it was all just an elaborate story or if there was something truly unexplainable about that hidden door. But one thing's for sure, this story left everyone who read it questioning just how much of the unknown we're willing to uncover. The next time you find something strange in your house, a door, a hidden space, a dark hallway, ask yourself, do you really want to know what's on the other side? Because some doors aren't meant to be opened. May 18th, 2023. It all started with a simple post, a dare, one that seemed harmless, or at least it should have been. But like so many things on the internet, it was about to go much darker than anyone could have imagined. Deep in the heart of the internet, in a place where anonymity breeds wild ideas and reckless challenges, one user posted a message to 4chan board, the board dedicated to the unexplained, the weird, the supernatural. It was meant to be a joke, a dare. But what happened next would make even the most hardened skeptics question reality. Hey, I found something wild today. Went to an estate sale out in the middle of nowhere. Came across this old creepy mask. Not just any mask though. It's made of some weird dark material, the kind of thing that feels wrong to touch. Anyway, I dare you to tell me if this mask is really haunted. If it's legit, I'll ship it to whoever gets the most upvotes on this post. Sound good? Let's see if this mask really has a story. At first glance, it looked like just another one of those strange, offbeat posts that 4chan is known for. But something about it caught the attention of a few users. A few comments came in, some mocking, others intrigued. Then one user replied with something that would change everything. That mask? I've seen one like it before. It's from an old cult. I'm serious. It's said to bring bad luck if you wear it. Not just the usual bad luck either. Weird stuff happens. People see things, hear things. Sometimes they even start feeling like they're being followed. You should really think about what you're doing with it. The poster's comment seemed like just another horror story from someone trying to mess with the OP, right? But the original poster, Nightshade 23, didn't back off. In fact, he doubled down. His next message shocked everyone who had been following the thread. You guys are all so full of it. I'm serious. This mask is real. I tried it on earlier. It's like its alive keeps shifting, changing. Not just the texture, but the eyes. They look like they're following me. I swear. But whatever. I'm wearing it right now, and I feel fine. Just going to keep it for a bit longer and see what happens. I'll post updates soon. Maybe take a few pictures if you want. Peace. He posted a picture of himself wearing the mask. And when people saw it, a chill ran through the thread. His eyes weren't looking directly at the camera, but off to the side, almost like someone or something was standing next to him. That's when things started to get strange. As the hours passed, Nightshade 23 kept posting updates. At first it was harmless. A few pictures of the mask in different rooms of his apartment, weirdly angled, as if the mask had been moved when he wasn't looking. Then came the posts about his dreams. He claimed that every night, since putting it on, he dreamed of a shadowy figure standing at the foot of his bed. No matter how many lights he turned on, the figure stayed in the shadows. It escalated quickly. His posts became frantic, filled with desperate pleas. The mask, it's not just in my dreams anymore. It's here. It's in my room. It's here right now. I can feel it breathing. I can hear it moving behind me. The eyes in the mask, they're looking at me. They know my name. I'm not going to make it. I'll send it to the next person who wins the dare. Don't say I didn't warn you. Don't touch it. That was the last post Nightshade 23 ever made. His account was deleted. The thread locked. And just like that, the whole thing disappeared from 4chan's archives. Like a bad dream that never really happened. To this day, no one knows what happened to Nightshade 23. His identity, his posts, the mask, everything just vanished. Some say it was all an elaborate hoax, a story made up to get attention. But there are others who believe the mask was real, that it had some kind of power. A curse, maybe. One that doesn't let go. Some people claim they've seen the mask on eBay or in dark corners of the internet, but no one ever buys it. No one dares. After all, who wants to tempt something that might just follow you home? You might find it waiting for you when you least expect it. Just remember, the next time you see a post online challenging you to take a dare, ask yourself, what's the price of winning? And more importantly, are you sure you want to know the answer?